Me and Tara were chatting throughout the week, and she was like, we were like talking about the one chapter that we read together last week.
Yeah.
Um, and it's hard to touch on all, you know, book could be forever if you're touching on every circumstance, every situation, and every perspective. And obviously, every person's going to write from their own life experiences. But I think that's what's good, right? Is that we can talk about it, we can unravel some of it, and we can agree or disagree. Like that's the
Hmm.
part of being human, is that we all have our different perspectives about things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Adriana is here again. Let's see. Are you here? Are you not here?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All
Yes.
right.
So I did it from my phone now, and I think if you want to just play it safe because of time,
Yeah.
lead like couple box breaths, and then we could get straight into the chapters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's 7:20 already.
Yeah, we running this technology got us using our time. Okay. Do we want to try breathing again?
Julie will lead it to be played safe because of
No, but
technology.
I was
Yes,
leading
No,
it and they
that did
almost
not
passed
help.
out.
I know. Trust me, we both. It was like the gods of the breathing patterns. We're like, nope, not today.
Okay. Let's at least just take a couple big deep breaths. Because usually throughout our regular day, our breaths are short. And if you're having a stressful day or you're anxious about anything, then your breath is even shorter. So let's just take a couple big deep breaths, and I want you to just fill up your lungs, like fill them up like big balloons. And when you exhale, slow down your exhale. Allow these breaths to settle your mind, settle your body, so that we can make the best of book club today, allowing our minds and our bodies to be completely present in this space that we're creating together. And from here, I'm going to incorporate some of our movements. So we're going to allow our head to fall chin to chest. And as you allow your head to fall forward, notice the lengthening in the back of the neck. And give permission to your traps and your shoulders to relax. Give permission to your forehead, your eyes, your jaw to relax. We're going to slowly allow the right ear to fall over towards the right shoulder, noticing the lengthening on the left side, reminding the shoulders that there's nothing to do at this moment. And we're going to slowly bring the chin up towards the sky, opening up the front of the neck. And as we breathe here, as you exhale, envision that you are letting go of anything and everything that may be holding you back from speaking your truth. Let's slowly bring the left ear over towards the left shoulder, noticing the lengthening on the right side. Again, reminding the shoulders that there's nothing to do but to relax. And let's come back chin to chest. One more big breath in, filling up your lungs. And as you slowly exhale, slowly bring your head up back to center. Okay. All right. Let's chat about chapter 3, The Man Who Didn't Believe in Love. Who wants to go first?
I had a bad feeling about that star.
Oh.
Just like the concept. Like I love that they kind of accidentally came to each other with no expectations. Like their entire goal was not to like put a relationship on each other or have those expectations or demands of each other, but purely they were just connecting and relating over something that they shared, and then like they both kind of realized it was love, which was like so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
um, and then I like they decided to be together and redefine love for themselves because of what they were experiencing, and I loved that. But then when he got the star and gave it to her, that yeah, it just that was powerful for me. Like making
Mm-hmm.
possible for your happiness. Like you still have to cultivate your identity as a person,
Yeah.
no matter what relationship you're in. That means knowing what makes you happy.
Yeah. I'm so impressed that you were already like, oh, I have a bad feeling about the star because I was like hopeful. I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna be such a great ending. They're gonna share the star together, and bam.
I didn't know what it was, but I was like, wait, it feels like they've already got to an ideal place. Like I'm scared. Like what is this new variant gonna do?
Yeah, no, it makes total sense now.
Yeah.
But I wondered what, when he put the star in her hands, he said that she had a moment of doubt, and I'm like, but what was she doubting? Like, where did it come from? She didn't have doubt all along.
Mm.
Where did that come from? That all of a sudden she was overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just thought
Maybe.
that was odd.
I wonder if it's because the star was like symbolizing that he was putting his happiness
Yeah,
on her.
I mean, he does say that
So
at the end after that, but
So
in
maybe
that
it was,
moment, it
yeah,
kind of threw me off. Like,
yeah.
where's the doubt coming from? She was
Maybe it was
confident.
just,
She was happy
yeah.
all along. Yeah.
Maybe it was symbolizing what happens over time. Like it's not an instant thing, but over time, somebody can start to feel doubtful when you put that pressure on them. You know,
Mhm.
your happiness can't depend on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, imagine if someone just gave you this beautiful thing and that beautiful thing is their happiness. And you're like, holy cow.
It's a lot of pressure.
It is a
Mm-hmm.
lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I do like if he wouldn't have given her the star and everything just would have kind of continued going on, what if she had doubts? Like what if it's normal to have doubts all throughout, except if someone isn't putting all that pressure on you, you can just get through the doubt and like proceed and everything's fine. So I wonder if like without that pressure, if it would have just not even been an issue. I don't know.
Yeah. Because I mean, doubt is a natural thing, right? Like, that's something naturally that happens. And so, and then we're also imperfect beings. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to say things that might hurt each other's feelings. Um, we're going to doubt our capability to do things, to show up. I think, there's oftentimes where we're even questioning, like, am I dot, 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 am I enough? Am I doing the right thing? Am I saying the right thing? Um, but I think, uh, again, you can't, like, it's only but so much you can write in a book. And I think there's another layer to a story like this of the man recognizing what he had done and the lesson, and then instead of going back to despair of love doesn't exist, recognizing his error in putting his happiness in her hands and taking it back and being responsible to fix those pieces for himself. And then two people recognizing, like, them going back to the realization that they had before the star broke. Like, that's possible, right? In a real life,
Yeah.
that's possible. So it's not so cut and dry like that. Like, you broke my star. Now I'm
We
back to,
can't be together
we can't be
anymore.
together anymore. Love doesn't exist.
Right.
It's not that. The relationships and being a human is not that simple.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anything else that anyone wants to share about chapter 3? Um, our reflection question in our member portal. Oh, I had it up and it's gone. Um, for chapter 3. How do you distinguish between actions you take out of genuine love and actions you take out of fear of loss, rejection, or being alone?
Mm.
I answered it in the portal. Can you see that or no?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was just
Yeah.
wondering.
Would you like to share what you wrote in the portal?
Sure.
Mhm.
Let me see. What did I write in the portal? I think summarizing it, actions that are genuinely from the heart and not for selfish reasons, but like doing something for someone that you know that they are going to enjoy, that they are going to like, that they are going to um, appreciate, just because you want to do something kind for someone else, as opposed to actions that are out of fear of rejection or fear of loss, which are they're more sacrificial, meaning you're not being your true self. You're really
Mm-hmm.
sacrificing yourself
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want to lose something or someone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I forgot what the question was, but that was kind of how I answered it.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else want to share? How do you
Think
distinguish between actions you take out of genuine love and actions you take out of fear of loss, rejection, or being alone? Go ahead, Lizzie. Lizzie, you wanted to share?
Oh, sure. Sorry, I
Yeah.
wasn't sure. Um, for me, like that, I have to really sit with myself and just like intuitively like feel it. Just be like, sit down with the deep core of myself and be like, where, like, what am I really doing? Like, scared of something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like, what is my true motivation here? And once I can figure that out, that will tell me, and then I'm able to like course correct or um, yeah, know what's going on with me, and maybe like I have a deeper issue in a situation or an insecurity, and it's something that I need to work on my own.
How about you, Angie?
This chapter made me reflect a lot because I think a lot of times I've acted out of fear, and it's like I know that my intentions deep down are good, but I'm not realizing that I'm acting out of fear of rejection, or out of maybe a need to fill a void that I'm not aware of, and then that causes me to act in a way that's not really loving, because when you're actually doing an action of love, you're not expecting all these things. You're not trying to maintain control. You're not expecting a specific outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So this was very eye opening for me, because I'm like, ooh, I was really able to connect to times where I've done things out of fear and not love. And I feel like the older I'm getting, I'm seeing a very, very clear distinction.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I was going to say that as a younger woman, um, so I'm 61, right? And so I've lived a lot of life, and as a younger woman, I did make choices more out of fear and rejection, specifically in the relationship space. Um, but the older I got, the more I realized that that wasn't serving me,
Yeah.
and it wasn't healthy for me to behave that way or to act that way or to act, to make those kind of choices. Um, and so I don't feel the need to do that anymore. Those people that are going to be in my life will be in my life because they choose to be. Um, and those that have expectations of me just serving them without considering me in that conversation don't belong in my life. And that's okay. You know, everyone's not meant to be with you forever. There are people who are going to be with you for a season, a period of time to grow you and mature you, and then you know you part ways, and that's all right. Um, but I think you have to learn that, you know, and the only way you learn that is through experience. And sometimes it's hard and it's hurtful and it's difficult. But you survive it and you learn from it and you move on. You know, you grow and you move on.
Amen.
Would you guys agree also that when you operate out of fear, typically you're working harder and you're repelling, like, okay, let's say we're in relation, whether it's friendship or romantic, I don't want to lose you and I'm operating out of fear and I'm actually repelling you. So, like, the thing that I am fearing the most is actually happening because the things that I'm doing, the things that I'm saying, my actions or my lack of, like, and then when you're in love, you actually are not working as hard and things flow more easily and you're actually like a magnet. The things that you're desiring are coming to you. The relationship is stronger there, and because it's growing stronger, there's less doubt, or there's more clarity, or you're able to communicate. Like if I have a need, like I'm feeling insecure in a relationship for this thing, and we can talk about it and I can get the reassurance that I'm needing. Or if I'm like, hey, I feel distant, I feel like we don't talk as much, or there's some distance between us, can we discuss this? And then even in being able to communicate, like the bond goes stronger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think because it's authentic, because you're just actually being yourself when you're acting out of love. And then when you're acting out of fear, I feel like people can feel it. And like, I'm sure we've all had times when like maybe one of our friends was acting out of fear and we could tell and it was like icky. And we'd be like, hey, let's talk. Like, what are you scared of right now? Like, what is this? But then once you iron it out and kind of like reassure them or reassure yourself or what, like whoever's on that, which end of this, usually it like the reassurance does make you closer, and then it gets you both back into that like flow state where things are easier and someone isn't like fighting for attention.
Yeah.
I think this starts from childhood. By the way, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think not having an accurate representation of unconditional love versus conditional, it starts from those primary years from our caregivers. And so trying to model that as an adult and understanding and not trying to blame the parents now, but being aware of, hey, I'm trying to receive unconditional love when I haven't yet gave that to myself. Or if you have a partner or a child, whatever's going on, where you're being called to practice patience, it's and self-compassion. It's like I often find that fear, that scarcity, that ego, control, manipulation, it's all because you have yet to give that to yourself. And so like trying to practice that to yourself first allows you to have capacity. It's a lot to do with capacity. That's the part where I still want to reflect on from this chapter, because I have to reread it and see like, where is my capacity to love others? Because I have yet to do the work for self.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I like that.
important. Okay. It is 7:38, so could we agree to read up until 8 o'clock? Or does everyone have a hard stop at 8? How are we feeling?
fine with me.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we'll the goal will be to stop at 8, we'll reflect and then do our guided meditation. So we should be logged off by like 8:15ish, somewhere 8:20. Okay. All right. So we've been is everyone good with reading? We're all going to read a part? Okay.
Yeah.
Can everyone because I think what we concluded is that the PDF version is not quite, the pages are not the same as the printed version that Angie and Tara have. So can you guys see the book clearly on the screen?
Don't see it at all.
No.
No.
Oh. Because what I'm seeing is the stream.
It's not on Streamlabs, but I do see it in the KTD streaming.
Right. So what
The
everyone
Twitch.
else sees on the stream is there. Oh, how can I get you to see it? I guess this is where we do need additional tabs. Lizzie, you're on your phone.
Yes.
Okay. And I know Tara says she's on her laptop. But
Mhm.
you have, okay, Lizzie has a PDF, so we'll be on point at least with that. Tara, do you think you can open another tab with the YouTube
Sure.
stream on it, and then
Okay. Yeah.
you could see the PDF version that way?
Okay.
Okay. And I think,
And I have the PDF on the computer.
okay,
So I
great.
think I'll just stick to that because of the phone. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So maybe, let me see. I think we were doing it 2 paragraphs at a time. Should we keep that flow?
Oh. God.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay.
That works.
So I'm gonna go, to me, I set you guys up. So me, Adriana, Tara, Lizzie, Angie. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Your whole life is nothing but a dream. You live in a fantasy where everything you know
Let's see
about
that.
yourself is only true for you. Your truth is not the truth for anyone else, and that includes your own children or your own parents. Just consider what you believe about yourself and what your mother believes about you. She can say she knows you very well, but she has no idea who you really are. You know that she doesn't. You can believe that you know your mother very well, but you don't have any idea who she really is. She has all those fantasies in her mind that she never shared with anyone else. You have no idea what is inside her mind. If you look at your own life and try to remember what you did when you were 11 or 12 years old, you will hardly remember more than 5% of your own life. Of course, you will remember the most important things, like your own name, because you repeat these all the time. But sometimes you forget the name of your own children or your friends. That's because your life is made by dreams, many little dreams that are changing all the time. Dreams have a tendency to dissolve, and that is why we forget so easily. Adriana?
Every human being has a personal dream of life, and that dream is completely different from anyone else's dream. We dream according to all the beliefs that we have, and we modify our dream according to the way we judge, according to the way we are victimized. That is why dreams are never the same for any two people. In a relationship, we can pretend to be the same, to think the same, to feel the same, to dream the same. But there is no way that that can happen. There are two dreamers with two dreams. Every dreamer is going to dream in his own way. That is why we need to accept the differences that exist between two dreamers. We need to respect each other's dreams. We can have thousands of relationships at the same time, but every relationship is between two persons and no more than two. I have a relationship with each one of my friends, and it is just between two.
Tara?
I can't tell where we are. I'm sorry that with the two screens going on.
Okay. If you're on the stream tab, I have highlighted where you're gonna start reading. It's like one sentence in that one paragraph, and then we'll go to the next one.
I don't see the highlight on the
Okay.
I'm on the YouTube
Yep.
channel.
It doesn't show the highlight.
No.
Okay. Do you see the sentence that says, I have a, oh, right there. I have a relationship with each one of my children.
Oh, that's at the very bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. That's like the last line on the page. That's where you want me to read.
Yeah, because it's like I don't know why I did it like that, but it's a new paragraph.
Okay, like there's a line going. I'm sorry. There's a line going through it on the bottom of my screen. Uh, I can't make it any smaller. I have a relationship with each one of my children, and each relationship is,
And now I'm
and
gonna.
that's all I can see.
Okay, I scrolled up. Can you now that I've scrolled up? Can you see?
No, it didn't move.
Oh
You can let somebody
no.
else read. I don't know what's happening.
Okay. Lizzie.
Sure. I have a relationship with each one of my children, and each relationship is completely different from the others. According to the way the two people dream, they create the direction of that dream we call relationship. Every relationship we have with mom, with dad, with brothers, with sisters, with friends is unique because we dream a small dream together. Every relationship becomes a living being made by two dreamers. Just as your body is made by cells, your dreams are made by emotions. There are two main sources of those emotions. One is fear and all the emotions that come from fear. The other is love and all the emotions that come from love. We experience both emotions, but the one that predominates in everyday people is fear. We can say that the normal kind of relationship in the world is based 95% on fear and 5% on love. Of course, this will change depending on the people, but even if fear is 60% and love is 40%, it is still based on fear.
Angie.
In order to understand these emotions, we can describe certain characteristics about love and fear that I call the track of love and the track of fear. These two tracks are merely points of reference to see how we are living our life. These divisions are for the logical mind to understand and to try to have some control of the choices we make. Let's look at some of the characteristics of love and of fear. Love has no obligations. Fear is full of obligations. In the track of fear, whatever we do is because we have to do it. And we expect other people to do something because they have to do it. We expect other people to do something because they have to do it. We have the obligation, and as soon as we have to, we resist it. The more resistance we have, the more we suffer. Sooner or later, we try to escape our obligations. On the other hand, love has no resistance. Whatever we do is because we want to do it. It becomes a pleasure. It's like a game, and we have fun with it.
Tara, can you see it now?
Oh, I think is she frozen?
I don't
Hmm.
know. My camera went off for whatever reason when I went to YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not coming back on. So, but I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm following along from the book.
Oh, from your book?
Yeah, I'm just following
Okay.
along from the book.
Okay. Do you want to read the next two paragraphs that like based on what you see in your book?
It starts with love has no expectations.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Love has no expectations. Fear is full of expectations. With fear, we do things because we expect that we have to, and we expect that others are going to do the same. That is why fear hurts and love doesn't hurt. We expect something, and if it doesn't happen, we feel hurt. It isn't fair. We blame others for not fulfilling our expectations. When we love, we don't have expectations. We do it because we want to. And if other people do it or not, it's because they want to or not, and it's nothing personal. When we don't expect something to happen, if nothing happens, it's not important. We don't feel hurt because whatever happens is okay. That is why hardly anything hurts us when we are in love. We aren't expecting that our lover will do something and we have no obligations. Love is based on respect. Fear doesn't respect anything, including itself. If I feel sorry for you, it means I don't respect you. You cannot make your own choices. When I have to make the choice for you, at that point, I don't respect you. If I don't respect you, then I try to control you. Most of the time, when we tell our children how to live their lives, it's because we don't respect them. We feel sorry for them, and we try to do for them what they should do for themselves. When I don't respect myself, I feel sorry for myself. I feel I'm not good enough to make it in this world. How do you know when you don't respect yourself? When you say, poor me, I'm not strong enough. I'm not intelligent enough. I'm not beautiful enough. I cannot make it. Self pity comes from disrespect.
Love is ruthless. It doesn't feel sorry for anyone, but it does have compassion. Fear is full of pity. It feels sorry for everyone. You feel sorry for me when you don't respect me, when you don't think I am strong enough to make it. On the other hand, love respects. I love you. I know you can make it. I know you are strong enough, intelligent enough, good enough that you can make your own choices. I don't have to make your choices for you. You can make it. If you fall, I can give you my hand. I can help you stand up. I can say, you can do it. Go ahead. That is compassion, but it is not the same as feeling sorry. Compassion comes from respect and from love. Feeling sorry comes from a lack of respect and from fear. Excuse me. Love is completely responsible. Fear avoids responsibility, but this doesn't mean that it is not responsible. Trying to avoid responsibility is one of the biggest mistakes we make because every action has a consequence. Everything we think, everything we do has a consequence. If we make a choice, we have an outcome or a reaction. If we don't make a choice, we have an outcome or a reaction. We are going to experience the consequences of our actions in one way or another. That is why every human is completely responsible for his actions, even if he doesn't want to be. Other people try to pay for your mistakes, but you will pay for your mistakes anyway, and then you pay double. When others try to be responsible for you, it only creates a bigger drama. Adriana.
Love is always kind. Fear is always unkind. With fear, we are full of obligations, full of expectations, with no respect, avoiding responsibility, and feeling sorry. How can we feel good when we are suffering from so much fear? We feel victimized by everything. We feel angry or sad or jealous or betrayed. Anger is nothing but fear with a mask. Sadness is fear with a mask. Jealousy is fear with a mask. With all those emotions that come from fear and create suffering, we can only pretend to be kind. We are not kind because we don't feel good. We are not happy. If you are in the track of love, you have no obligations, no expectations. You don't feel sorry for yourself or for your partner. Everything is going well for you, and that is why that smile is always on your face. You are feeling good about yourself. And because you are happy, you are kind. Love is always kind, and that kindness makes you generous and opens all the doors. Love is generous. Fear is selfish. It is only about me. Selfishness closes all the doors.
Lizzie?
Love is unconditional. Fear is full of conditions. In the track of fear, I love you if you let me control you, if you are good to me, if you fit into the image I make for you. I create an image of you of the way you should be, and because you are not and never will be that image, I judge you because of that and find you guilty. Many times, I even feel ashamed of you because you are not what I want you to be. If you don't fit that image I create, you embarrass me. You annoy me. I have no patience at all with you. I am just pretending kindness. In the track of love, there is no if, there are no conditions. I love you for no reason with no justification. I love you the way you are, and you are free to be the way you are. If I don't like the way you are, then I'd better be with someone who is the way I like her to be. We don't have the right to change anyone else, and no one else has the right to change us. If we are going to change, it's because we want to change, because we don't want to suffer any longer. Most people live their entire lives in the track of fear. They are in a relationship because they feel they have to be. They are in a relationship where they have all those expectations about their partner and about themselves. All that drama and suffering is because we are using the channels of communication that existed before we were born. People judge and are victimized. They gossip about each other. They gossip with their friends. They gossip in a bar. They make their family members hate each other. They accumulate emotional poison and they send it to their children. Look at your father, what he did to me. Don't be like your father. All men are like this. All women are like that. This is what we do with the people we love so much, with our own children, with our own friends, with our own partners.
Angie?
Yes. In the track of fear, we have so many conditions, expectations, and obligations that we create a lot of rules just to protect ourselves against emotional pain. When the truth is that there shouldn't be any rules. These rules affect the quality of the channels of communication between us. Because when we are afraid, we lie. If you have the expectation that I have to be a certain way, then I feel the obligation to be that way. The truth is, I am not what you want me to be. When I am honest and I am what I am, you are already hurt. Sorry. When I'm honest with myself and I am what I am, you are already hurt, you are mad. Then I lie to you because I am afraid of your judgment. I am afraid you are going to blame me, find me guilty, and punish me. And every time you remember, you punish me again and again for the same mistake. Can you scroll down?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. A little up. I'm not seeing the first sentence. Okay. In the track of love, there is justice. If you make a mistake, you pay only once for that mistake. And if you truly love yourself, you learn from the mistake. In the track of fear, there is no justice. You make yourself pay 1,000 times for the same mistake. You make your partner or your friend pay 1,000 times for the same mistake. This creates a sense of injustice and opens many emotional wounds. Then, of course, you set yourself up to fail. Humans have dramas for everything, even for something so simple and so little. We see these dramas in normal relationships in hell because couples are in the track of fear.
Tara?
In every relationship, there are two halves of that relationship. One half is you, and the other half is your son, your daughter, your father, your mother, your friends, your partner. Of those halves, you are only responsible for your half. You are not responsible for the other half. It doesn't matter how close you think you are or how strongly you think you love. There is no way you can be responsible for what is inside another person's head. You can never know what that person feels, what that person believes, all the assumptions she makes. You don't know anything about that person. That is the truth. But what do? We try to be responsible for the other half. And that is why relationships in hell are based on fear, drama, and the war of control. If we are in a war of control, it is because we have no respect. The truth is that we don't love. It is selfishness, not love. It is just to have the little doses that make us feel good. When we have no respect, there is a war of control because each person feels responsible for the other. I have to control you because I don't respect you. I have to be responsible for you because whatever happens to you is going to hurt me and I want to avoid pain. Then, if I see that you're not being responsible, I'm going to knock I'm going to knock you all the time to try to make you be responsible, but responsible from my personal point of view. It doesn't mean that I am right.
Mm. This is what happens when we come from the track of fear, because there is no respect. I act as though you are not good enough or intelligent enough to see what is good or not good for you. I make the assumption that you are not strong enough to go into certain situations and take care of yourself. I have to take control and say, let me do it for you, or don't do that. I try to suppress your half of the relationship and take control of the whole thing. If I take control of our whole relationship, where is your part? It doesn't work. With the other half, we can share, we can enjoy, we can create the most wonderful dream together. But the other half always has its own dream, its own will, and we can never control that dream no matter how hard we try. Then we have a choice. We can create a conflict and a war of control, or we can become a playmate and a team player. Playmates and team players play together, but not against each other.
Hmm.
If you are playing tennis, you have a partner, you are a team, and you never go against each other. Never. Even if you have even if you both play tennis differently, you have the same goal to have fun together, to play together, to be playmates. If you have a partner who wants to control your game and she says, no, don't play like that, play like this. No, you are doing it wrong. You are not going to have any fun. Eventually, you won't want to play with that partner anymore. Instead of being a team, your partner wants to control how you play. And without the concept of a team, you are always going to have conflict. If you see your partnership, your romantic relationship as a team, everything will start to improve. In a relationship, as in a game, it's not about winning or losing. You are playing because you want to have fun. In the track of love, you are giving more than taking. And of course, you love yourself so much that you don't allow selfish people to take advantage of you. You are not going for revenge, but you are clear in your communication. You can say, I don't like it when you try to take advantage of me, when you disrespect me, when you are unkind to me. I don't need someone to abuse me verbally, emotionally, physically. I don't need to hear you cursing all the time. It's not that I'm better than you, it's because I love beauty. I love to laugh. I love to have fun. I love to love. It's not that I am selfish. I just don't need a big victim near me. It doesn't mean that I don't love you, but I cannot take responsibility for your dream. If you are in a relationship with me, it will be so hard for your parasite because I will not react to your garbage at all. This is not selfishness. This is self love.
Mhm.
Selfishness, control, and fear will break almost any relationship. Generosity, freedom, and love will create the most beautiful relationship and ongoing romance.
Mm,
Wow,
Mm,
mm,
yeah.
that was powerful. Yeah.
so good.
To
Lizzie?
master a relationship is all about you. The first step is to become aware, to know that everyone dreams his own dream. Once you know this, you can be responsible for your half of the relationship, which is you. If you know that you are only responsible for half of the relationship, you can easily control your half. It is not up to us to control the other half. If we respect, we know that our partner or friend or son or mother is completely responsible for his or her own half. If we respect the other half, there's always going to be peace in that relationship. There is no war. Next, if you know what is love and what is fear, you become aware of the way you communicate your dream to others. The quality of your communication depends on the choices you make in each moment, whether you tune your emotional body to love or to fear. If you catch yourself in the track of fear just by having that awareness, you can shift your attention onto the track of love just by seeing where you are. Just by changing your attention, everything around you will change.
Finally, if you are aware that no one else can make you happy and that happiness is the result of love coming out of you, this becomes the greatest mastery of the Toltecs, the mastery of love. We can talk about love and write 1,000 books about it, but love will be completely different for each of us because we have to experience love. Love is not about concepts, love is about action. Love in action can only produce happiness. Fear in action can only produce suffering. Is that the ending?
Yeah, you
Okay.
want to just finish it off?
Yeah. The only way to master love is to practice love. You don't need to justify your love. You don't need to explain your love. You just need to practice your love. Practice creates the master.
Mm.
Mm.
Snaps.
Snaps.
That was good.
So ultimately, the only way to love others is to first love ourselves, which I think a lot of times, even like most self help books, what you're going to read is not like profound things that we don't already know. It's just kind of like a reminder and an affirmation and like seeing it written out and like sometimes even reading out loud and then coming to a moment of reflection of like what does that look like for me in this current moment, because we are not the same people we were last year or last month, 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find the paragraph that I think all of us simultaneously were like, I.
Yes, it's just a couple of paragraphs up from the very last one. It's right above that little leaf.
This one right here.
The one that says, "In the track of love, you are giving more than taking."
That one.
Yeah, we all simultaneously were like, it was so good. Um, I think what's important about this, and I end most of my yoga classes reminding people that they have to fill up their own cup so that they can
Mm-hmm.
give to the world from your overflow. And I think that paragraph, like you are giving more than you're taking because you've already filled your own cup. And so you have the capacity to give and you're not in need. So whatever you're receiving is like extra because you've already filled your cup up.
Mm-hmm. And you aren't acting out of desperation because
Mhm.
your cup is full.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, a point I wanted to make that's related to something to what you said, Julie.
Mhm.
You know how you were saying that it's not like this is brand new information that we're
Mhm.
hearing for the first time. There's a lot of books that talk about these things. But something that Julie told me one time on a one-to-one conversation that we had is like, for example, I like to educate myself a lot. I'm always watching YouTube videos on like how I can improve and journaling, whatever. And Julie told me like all those things are great, but they're just theory. Like you need to start putting them into practice. And this book is opening my eyes to like, okay, I could know these things, but am I actually putting them into practice
Mm-hmm.
with my friendships and my romantic relationships? And I feel like this book is giving us the perspective of what it will look like if we put it into practice, like what the positive outcomes can be.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really resonate with that because I think like in the line where it said like it doesn't mean that I don't love you, but I cannot take responsibility for your dream. You know, it's so interesting when you finally have yourself as the person that you love the most, like that unconditional love, you understand self respect and responsibility. So then you have agency and choice to understand that it's like you're not in charge of somebody else. That control is not love. And that's the practice piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's so cool. Like I've been in therapy for like over 2 decades now. So like the theories after 7 modalities, it's so interesting to like be so self-aware and then not put it into practice. This is the
Yeah.
first year of my life that I'm out of therapy. I'm not saying I don't need it, but like it feels like I'm walking, like I'm crawling again to just live in self-trust. And like, oh, it's like triggers are cool. Like practicing this in real life in my relationships can work.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely resonate with that as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
putting it into practice because one thing is to be aware, but
Yes.
then not really have much change.
Yeah, and that's where the growth and the beauty is when you start walking it.
Mhm. Our reflection question for chapter 4. In your current or past relationships, where can you clearly identify moments when you were walking the track of love versus the track of fear? What beliefs, stories, or wounds influence which track you chose? And how might awareness of these tracks shift the way you show up in relationships today?
Mm.
A good one.
So, um, for a long time, um, before my mom passed away, she was like the glue of the family. And I saw her just like giving so much of herself and running around, like trying to keep everyone together, try to be there for everyone, and at the cost of herself. And like, like subconsciously, when she passed, it was like I stepped into her shoes and I became that person of like being there for everyone, trying to fill everyone's needs, trying to be the glue of the family. And as time went on and experiencing lots of loss, coming to the point of like, okay, who am I now? Especially like my generation, where we're all finally grown ups, because I'm the oldest of the grandchildren. So now like everyone that came after me, like they're all grown ups too. So who am I now in this new space of not trying to be the glue and having, and now everyone just choose like, how are we going to be family? What does family look like when you don't have that one central person trying to keep all of this and every person together? and giving up that fear of, I'm not even sure what the fear was. I think it was the fear of the family falling apart, fear of not having family cohesiveness, maybe. When I let that go, and I'm just like, well, I love myself, I love my children, I love my husband, and I have so many people that love me, and those who are choosing to be in my life, I'm not chasing them. I'm not like on a treadmill running and getting nowhere. And I when I let that go, and it, like, I was like, ah, like I can finally exhale. And then I started to be able to like completely embrace like my chosen family rather than just biological relation. And it has become so beautiful, and my chosen family is so big that like if I ever wanted to like have a gathering with all of my chosen family, I probably have to rent like a whole hotel or something. Like there's so many beautiful people that I love, and like I'm not chasing, I'm not pooling, I'm not like giving until there's nothing left. And so I think the way I would show up today is just like um, a flow, like ease. Like if you're here today and I love you, and if you're not, that's okay too.
I love that, Julie. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I think embodying the relaxed woman is something that generationally is seen as a privilege. And this was the first year in my sabbatical that's how I'm showing that to myself this year. And then coming back to the States and having to reinvent the wheel and choosing that for myself for like financial security. It's interesting how I know I'm meant to just rest, and I don't, rest is not earned. Um, the way I make choices down the line, that'll look differently. But like self love and that time off was needed. And so, in modeling that behavior for myself, it has helped now the relationship that I'm having with the family members that had a lot to say, like my mother, and a lot of like self criticism and ego and control. And it's like, I'll be an elder soon, basically. So I can show my niece and nephews, like, through my life's work, what a relaxed woman is,
Mm-hmm.
through ease, through acceptance, and not through like, I have to wait till retirement to do this. And
Mm-hmm.
that is a privilege, but it's like taking that journey, that blueprint, creating that for them. It gives me a sense of inspiration, a legacy that I can leave behind, even though I don't have children at the moment. That there's still like this soul's purpose, this rich trust that is divine timing to be here now.
Huge.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else want to share?
I honestly forgot what the question was.
It's a long one. So, in your current or past relationships, where can you clearly identify moments when you were walking the track of love versus the track of fear? What beliefs, stories, or wounds influence which track you chose? And how might awareness of these tracks shift the way you show up in relationships today?
Ooh.
It's a big loaded one.
It is, yeah. That's why it's
Yeah.
like it's just very loaded.
Yeah, totally. It's totally okay if um, you don't want to share right now. Um, our comprehension question is: what are two key qualities of a relationship operate? Wait. What are two key qualities of a relationship operating on the track of love? So
Two.
based on what we read, what are two key qualities of a relationship operating on the track of love? So,
One is
mm-hmm,
uh,
sorry.
one is there's no obligation, and the other is respect.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And wasn't there like communication and compassion as well?
There was quite a few, so I guess the question is like, what are two that maybe resonated the most with you?
What were the two that you said, Lizzie? No obligation, and what was the other one?
Respect.
Respect.
The chapter also touches on freedom,
Mm-hmm.
generosity,
Generosity.
and unconditional acceptance.
Mm.
um, I think maybe under unconditional acceptance could be like a sub bullet or maybe an additional bullet of um like non-judgment.
That's where I think compassion comes in, like self compassion,
Mm-hmm.
radical compassion. Um, I think love doesn't exist without compassion.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. Or else it would be impossible, right? Because we all make mistakes. Like there's that moment where you're like you say the thing that hurts the other person. It was like not even intentional. Like where you can come to a situation with the utmost positive, good, loving intentions, and it doesn't land right with that person,
Yeah.
right? And if so, like if you can't have compassion, we'll just all be constantly like in relationships, whether romantic or not, like breaking up every 5 seconds because like we've done something that just didn't land right, or like you hurt my feelings, you didn't call me on Tuesday like you said you were gonna. Like so many
Yeah.
things.
I like the freedom part too, because that maybe under that sub bullet, like could be like ease, flow. I think I agree. Those relationships that feel lighter doesn't mean that life is easy. The relationship won't be easy, but it can feel lighter. It shouldn't feel exhausting always or like tick for tack, like you do for me, I do for you. Like it's more like a natural flow.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's what is it, reciprocity,
Mm-hmm.
like, and it's not like I would not disrespect your time just like you wouldn't disrespect my time, but if something comes up, you hold space for each other. That's that compassion element, I feel. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, but you wouldn't put like the other person or the other party in jeopardy of taking advantage of that. So
Mm.
that's where the respect piece comes in. That's how I took it.
Mm.
Really good way to like articulate it. That's hard for me to like mentally piece together. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think freedom was such a word that really resonated with me, because sometimes we operate in relationships of like who we have to be in that relationship rather than freedom of just being yourself. Um, so that
Mm.
word really, like, I don't need to be a specific person to for you to be my friend, for you to be in my life, for us to have, like I can just simply be me, and that's enough.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Yep.
And I think that so many times people enter relationships with that mask on of
Mm-hmm.
really misrepresenting who they are to the other person, trying to be who they think the other person wants them to be,
Mm-hmm.
and then get frustrated in the relationship when the person continues to expect them to be the person they brought in the beginning of the relationship,
Mhm.
as opposed to
Mm.
just being your authentic self from the beginning.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And masks are usually created out of fear,
Yeah,
right?
yep,
And it takes a lot of work to maintain a mask.
it does.
Yeah.
It
I
absolutely
I
does.
love I love that part of the book where it said the part of the chapter that said that like what did it say? Anger is anger is It was saying like all the
The things that fear is.
Like
emotions.
jealousy is fear with a mask on.
Yes.
Sadness is fear with a mask on.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I also, going with that, there was a part that had very like linear black and white thinking, which I operated on for a very long time. All men are like this, all women are like this.
Mm.
And actual week, I sent something to Julie that was very black and white, and we had like a not a disagreement, but like she had her opinion, I had mine. And it's interesting, like as I'm reading it, I'm getting triggered. I'm just like, yeah, but that naive energy got me to places that I didn't need to be. And the way the book, when you're reading it, and I'll have to process again because I'm a huge reflector, it's so interesting. Like, well, I put myself in that position to deal with that abuse in the past, right? So like if I respected myself or could have just taken a pause, it doesn't mean that all men or all women are like such. Having that personal responsibility and integrity will align you, and like you will learn the lesson. But like it's, I don't know, it's one thing to like see it in writing here and hear it and have everybody reflect than to just like live life and have the examples. Like I don't know if that's making sense, but
It does. Adriana, I deal with like the same, I don't know, struggle, I guess. Like I will get like I've had some like pretty bad relationships in the past and I get out of it and I'm like, how could I stay in a situation where I was literally like exploited in such horrible ways? And then I had to sit back and be like, how do I exploit myself in all of those exact ways every single day? So that felt familiar and normal and I accepted it. So how am I responsible here? How do I do this all the time? And how do I not love myself enough to even like clock that as it's happening?
right, like I think rebuilding the blueprint looks like what my body senses as anxiety. I have to like recreate those signals. They were ignored for so long in the body and your nervous system. So it's like you not being able to trust your nervous system and restarting that all over, like rewiring the entire neuroplasticity. It is work. That
Yeah.
is like, yeah, it's exhausting, but it's worth it because like I'm still so young. So it's like I'm curious. Like I'm glad you brought that up because that familiar toxicity, it doesn't have to be the forever story. That attachment, I
That
think
part.
the addiction to chaos and drama is like taking accountability of the role I'm playing in my own suffering with gentle compassion, but like we're not gonna go there again.
I'm over
Yeah.
here shaking my head. And I don't. My camera's not working, but I'm like, yes, yes. There was a line at the end of chapter 2, or on the last page of chapter 2, that says, "Energy attracts the same kind of energy, the same vibration." And like Adriana, you just hit the nail on the head with that. That you don't have to stay in that same space. You recognize it for what it is, but you can grow from it because you don't want to repeat those same relationships over and over again.
Right.
Until
Right.
you learn from it and grow from it, you're just going to go through it over and over.
And God, I believe in the God, I don't say divine anymore. God will continue to present the same scenarios through different human forms. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that to be fact at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah, until you
And
learn.
it's like,
Until you learn it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So at what point do I have to replay the addiction to chaos? It's less about, oh, poor me. And recently I journaled the addiction to the victim mindset.
Mm.
No, it's like this is now just going off, and this I'm sorry, but it feels related, but like that the same person showing up but worse over and over again until you learn.
Mm.
And like I'm having that. Like I just got out of that to like an alarming degree. I like escaped a situation in August and literally like have a restraining order against somebody.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's like horrifying, but to me I'm like, how did it get to that point, but I see all like every time I'm like, yeah, I'm never gonna let that happen again, and then it just happens again worse. So I think there's like something I'm not learning at like the nervous system level. So I have a lot of work to do, but like how do you like there's so much there. I'm like at a loss.
You should be
Thanks
proud
for
of
sharing.
yourself, though. Both, like,
Yeah.
when you take a moment to say, where can I take accountability? That is such a big deal because there's so
Mm-hmm.
many people that travel this world as victims, and it's just like it's that person's fault. This was done to me, and yes, absolutely, no one deserves injustices to be done, but there is a level of taking responsibility of how did you get there, and there's no one answer. It's an onion that you got to peel back, and just like when you cut an onion and that onion makes you cry, the peeling back those layers are so hard. So just like at least knowing that you don't know how, we don't know that the exact blueprint of how we're gonna get to the other side, but we are at step one of acknowledging and being aware. That's such a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and owning that celebration, I think the integrity is silent sometimes, but celebrating that loudly within your body, that is a vibration that is like your nervous system, your internal ecosystem will like adore, and it'll track the energy you need and the people in the community. So thanks for sharing that, because it reminded me like, okay, I have done the work. It's just sometimes like the re-triggers and like the moments that I'm in, I'm just like, why did I put myself in this familiar situation? And then now I'm here again.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But like in a gentle way, right? Like, because it's not as bad as before. So there is hope on the other side.
Yeah, I look forward to that part. And yeah, I'm just trying to like be really grateful for the journey and any new awareness, but I find that even like with new awareness comes so much more shame, because suddenly I'm like, oh no, like I had no idea how how cringy and like incorrect all these beliefs I had and the way I acted and thought was normal was. It's wild, but just trying to like go back and be like, okay, well, I have awareness now. I can have gratitude for that. We can move forward differently, and it's a creative process. Like I can just be grateful for my own creativity to move forward differently and choose a new path.
And to forgive yourself. That's
Yeah.
the part.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part. You have to show yourself grace and forgiveness to you more than anybody else for the mistakes that you're aware of. You made some choices, it didn't work out. Initially you probably you don't know until you know, and now you know, and now you're taking responsibility for the some of the choices that you've made. You got to forgive yourself for it
Mm-hmm.
There's a
to get
reason
to
why
the
they
other
say
side of it.
hindsight is 2020.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think like taking time to get still with those emotions. I
Mm-hmm.
know reprocessing is difficult, but once you like do that work, it takes as long as it takes. Just like grief, it comes in waves, and we're
Mm-hmm.
all going to experience loss, even in identity, not in just folks passing away in our lives that we're really close to and love. So forgiving your old identity, that's a huge one. I'm in the middle of it. Trust me, I'm trying to fast forward it right now. I thought I did in my sabbatical, and I'm back in Philly, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to feel these emotions. Go away.
Yeah.
You know, Adriana, something I want to share to what you said. When I was in therapist, my therapist taught me a lot about parts therapy. I don't know if you ever
I'm
did it.
obsessed. Yes,
I loved it. I love it too. So that changed my perspective because my therapist told me your emotions are actually not like, don't view them as a bad thing. When they come to the surface, actually just listen to what they're trying to tell you.
Yeah.
If anger comes up, if jealousy comes up, it's really just trying to tell you something. So you should like you said, sit with it and even ask yourself, okay, why am I feeling this? And it's like I think the emotions will pass quicker if you like honor it, listen to it, than to say like get away.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I'm doing shadow work now with that. So that's where it's kind of like, oh, it's not bad, the shadow, but like this
Still
shadow
hard,
needs to do.
still hard, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right, ladies. Thank you so much for sharing so much. I know some of this is vulnerable. So just thank you for being willing to come together on this kind of platform. Um, what is important that when we share, we oftentimes realize that we're not alone. And while, we're not walking the same journey, just, it could be similar experiences or similar thoughts or perspectives, or just simply feeling supported by a community that's willing to listen and empathize and have compassion for one another. So thank you so much. Um, and thank you for being here over time with me. I know for some of us, we need to be getting ready for bed. Um, so let's get ready for our guided meditation. If you can again come to sit in a way or even lay down if that feels right to you. And just come back to noticing your breath. Feel the air coming in and out through your nose and into your lungs. Feel your belly rising and falling with every breath. Soften your shoulders. Soften your forehead and your eyes. Soften your jaw. Take a big deep breath in and a slow, easy exhale out. As you settle, imagine you are arriving at the quiet center of yourself. Your breath flowing like a steady river, your body supported, your mind softening with each inhale and opening with each exhale. Chapter 4 reminds us that at any moment we walk on one of two paths: the path of love or the path of fear. Both exist within us, both are familiar, and in every moment we have the power to choose. Take a slow, steady breath in, and as you exhale, gently invite awareness to scan your life, your relationships, your self-talk, and your habits. Notice, without judgment, the places where fear shows up. Fear may sound like doubt, defensiveness, comparison, or the need to control. Just acknowledge it, like noticing a cloud drifting across the sky. Now inhale deeply, and as you exhale, imagine you are stepping onto the path of love. Love feels spacious. Love feels like ease in your chest, warmth in your belly, and a softening of the jaw. Love is trust. Love recognizes your worth and the worth of others. Love doesn't need to be perfect, only present. With each breath, feel yourself choosing to walk in love, choosing compassion, choosing clarity, choosing presence. Repeat silently to your heart, I choose the path of love. I choose awareness. I choose freedom. Let those words land deeply in the depths of your being. One more time, gently repeat to your heart, I choose the path of love. I choose awareness. I choose freedom. Feel your body grounded. Feel the steadiness of your breath. And take one last big, deep inhale, filling up your lungs. And a long, slow, gentle exhale. Slowly open your eyes, carrying this awareness, this warmth, and this choice with you throughout your week. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank
This was
you.
good.
Yes.
All right, see you next Sunday.
Have a great week, everyone.
You too.
Have a great week.
Have a lovely week. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.